Hi, it's Craig here. Just wanted to go through a couple of things with you. What happens when we register you? I'll send you a link to AirTable, which is our database system. And that link will take you across to a website called AirTable. It'll just ask you to fill in a couple of details like this: name, email, and create a password, and then sign up for free. At that stage, it will step you through a little bit of a process: next, 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 and then it'll give you three things just to select. It doesn't matter what you select, just select three things. And then go next, and at that stage, you will see that you have a little thing like that, your leads database, and you will have access to that. Now, only a couple of people have access to that: myself, Georgios, and yourself. Okay, so at this stage, you can head on in here. Now, this Airtable, if you've got a little phone or tablet or something that you use, you can download an app for it as well. So you can have it when you're mobile. You can have access to all of this data when you're mobile. Okay? When you come in, you'll see that it's got up the top left here, it has 4 tabs, just like an Excel spreadsheet. It's got your leads, your phone log, your key, and your resource links. In your leads, it's got your main database, and this will contain all of your leads, everything that you're working on. If you click the little arrow to the left, let me just go back, and under main view there, to the left there's a little arrow. What this does is it changes the way you see your data. It's the same data, just a different way of looking at it. So if you click today, it will show you everything that you've worked on today and any appointments that you have booked for today with people. If you click on tomorrow, it'll show you all the appointments that you have booked for tomorrow. If you click on Booked Web 1, this is the exciting one. This is the one that we really want. This is the end result of your achievements, really. We want people booked into Web 1. From there on, Georgios and the team and I will take care of it. So this will show you in a calendar format, in a list format, all the ones that you've got booked in. In a calendar format, if you go to Calendar Catch Up, it'll show you all the ones that you've got booked to catch up on. Now, keep in mind, some of these you might have to come back to at a later date, so it will be shown here. And finally, you've got Calendar Last Contact, so it'll show you the ones where you've last had contact. So some days will have a lot in it, I hope. But predominantly, you'll either spend it in main view or today, I expect. Now, if this doesn't work for you and you want to change a few of the headings up the top here, you can always duplicate a view and recreate one yourself, okay? And then you can change things the way you like. The only thing that I ask is you don't come in and delete stuff. So that's the main view. Your phone log. This is where you keep track of your records, your activities for the day. So in here, you enter your date, and then as you make an attempt on the phone, you just add a 1 to that. The contact, that's when you catch up with someone and you talk to someone. So when you catch up with someone, you just put a 1 in there. When you present and go through the education side of things, just put a 1 in there. And when you book a Web 1, put a 1 in there. You've got a callback there, disqualified, and you will disqualify people. You will disqualify people if they just don't fit the program. They're not excited by property. They're not interested in bettering themselves. If it turns out that they've been on social welfare for 30 years and have no savings in the bank, that pretty much says, hey, look, you're not going to qualify for this, okay? So don't be afraid to disqualify people. The next one is wrong number. Yes, you will get that. People don't tell the truth sometimes, and they give you incorrect phone numbers. Nothing you can do about that. So just mark it in there, and on the actual person, obviously, mark down that it's a wrong number. Left message, well, our experience has shown that leaving messages has been unsuccessful. Better to ring them and let them call you back. Now, just a question on that. When you ring someone, does it leave your phone number or does it say private number? If it says private number, you're probably going to be less successful. If it displays the number, they most often will call you back because people want to know, hey, why have I got a missed call? So, but just a tip there about the private number. If it's a private number, people are not going to either answer your call or they're not going to return your messages. Okay. And referrals, always great to get a referral as well. So that's what the phone log is. Each day you just go in, put another date in. And don't worry about these two columns here. They're just there to give you a bit of an idea as to what those columns are on the right-hand side. And that's what this is about too, the key. This gives you all the column names for the leads. So it just gives you a lot more description as to what it's all about. And then you've got your resource links. I put all the best stuff in there. So here you've got notes, and there's a lot of stuff in here, okay? I frankly believe that you're only going to use from 11 up, but I've got more in there for you. Okay, so that's Airtable at this stage, and what we are hoping to see is when you come along here and you've got Webinar 1. That's what we want to see marked in there, because what Georges and I will do is we will keep an eye out for that one, and as soon as that pops up, we want to know about it. We want to know that people have moved on to the next step. Okay, so let me just give you a bit of a rundown on this one. You've got the initial date. The initial date is when did the lead come in. Always better to get onto the leads fast. So do the latest lead first and then work backwards. Email address, location. Where are they from? Vic country. So Vic would be Melbourne. Vic country, somewhere outside. New South Wales would be Sydney. New South Wales country, etc. If you want to, you can also put in Queensland. And there you go. You've got Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, and you might put in Gold Coast as an example. So you can add to that if you like. That's fine. Phone number, status contact. Where did you leave the contact when you spoke to them last? Or even did you get to speak to them? Where did you leave the call? So here are a lot of different options in there for you, okay? Status, this is the key part. This is where you keep all your notes. I always recommend that you type in the date and then the time and then whatever the notes are. Last contact date, most important. A lot of things depend on this. So last contacted this person on the 8th of the 3rd. Catch-up time might be on the 9th of the 3rd. Now you'll notice that this says 15:12. Ordinarily, you'll see that it goes 1:30, 2 o'clock. The reason why we sometimes use an odd number like a 12 is because we haven't got a scheduled appointment booked for them. It's a note to ourselves that we need to catch up with them that day. So put an odd number in if you just want to remind yourself, okay? Text shouldn't really need that. Webinar, again, what we want to see in here is Webinar 1. Webinar status, final status. Here's where you would go disqualified, not right now, etc. Okay, and referrals. Who have they referred? What are their details? Plonk them in there, and that way we can give credit back to them. Okay, I hope this was of use to you.